Oh man, look at that. So just so you know, that beautiful eel was caught on the pole that Chris gave me, the Okuma Hawaiian Custom. Fought like a dream, man.
Good morning, Scuba Chris here. I'm going to be breaking down my Hawaiian Custom Series 14-foot rod. We worked on this for over a year. It came out pretty good. And you got to remember, this is not an allure rod. This is a surf rod. That means it's good for a mixed number of species. But recently I've been getting some pictures, videos. People are catching small sharks with it, small luas, which are GTs. I mean, anything is possible. I mean, you can catch some big fish with it, but just remember, it is a surf rod. So basically, surf rod means you can catch, a decent array of species such as jacks, barracudas, bonefish, and the like. This is a graph that shows you should hold your rod at a 45-degree angle, but jump to 13 minutes, 10 seconds, and I'll explain it better. Thank you. Currently, it is my favorite setup for the shoreline. There's two sizes, a 14.2 and a 13.3. They're virtually identical, except that the 14.2 has one more guide than the 13 has. This obviously came in the mail last night, and must have came really late because when I locked the door, it was dark already, and this canister was not there, but it's there this morning. Unless they came really early before the sun came up, but I got another one. So it comes in a bag. As you notice, it's a pretty nice bag in terms of how bags look. Check that out. Pretty nice, huh? Okay, that first one was the top section, middle section. Anytime you get anything in the mail, always check it first because, anything can happen, right? Bottom section. This one here in the back is a little different. I put on yellow reflective tape, so that's going to denote it as mine if I'm with friends, or especially at night. If you have it on the ground, you don't want to step on it. The light hits it, and the reflective tape will make it glow. Okay, I took this out of the tube and out of the bag. Here are the basic stats. See that? So basically this rod is rated for 20 to 50 pound test line, but that's just a recommendation. You can go lighter or you can go heavier. It's up to you. All right, the weight that is recommended for is 120 to 250 grams. It's in 3 pieces. Both the 13.3 and the 14.2 are in 3 pieces. Okay, being the 14.2, this has 6 plus 1. That means 6 guides. So you see here, 6 guides like this, and the plus 1 is the tips. So 6 plus 1. The smaller one, the 13.3, is 5 plus 1, so it's 1 less guide. Now you see this X-Flox foregrip here, which is really great when your hands are wet. This is 5.5 inches. This is not a bad length. See, look, I have big mitts, but you can see there's still excess when I grab it. And the rear grip here, all the way down, is 26.5 inches. Now, this was lengthened. Before we had it 3.5, 3.3/4 inches lower. This was lower, but what happened is Brian Kimata, Brian's Fishing Supply, he recommended that we raise this. We raised it up, so a little bit more area to grab and make your oomph when you toss it. And for a 14-footer, doesn't weigh that much. It's only 20.6 ounces. The 13-footer, the 13.3, weighs 18.8 ounces. Now the guides used, see that? 3-footed Fuji guides. These are the low rider guides. And this is the secret for the rod. A couple rods I know incorporates this as well. And the reason for it is so you can use conventional reels as well as spinner reels on this. So it will take both conventional and spinners. And I've used both, and I didn't have a problem with either one. The 3-rod blanks itself is composed of 30-ton carbon. And these Fuji guides here, the 3-legged guides, they also have Alconite inserts. And these inserts are really good when it comes to braid as well as mono. With the braid, it won't cut into it. It's that hard. Now, what makes this also a very comfortable rod when casting, the end here, see the butt cap? That's a removable butt cap with a counterbalance weight system, all right? And when I mean counterbalance, okay, here's another one. I got them in the garage and all over the place, sorry. It's, this is what it looks like. So you can take this off and you can unscrew this whole one here or just half of it there. I mean, you can vary your counterweight. So it depends, you know, if you're a big beefy guy, if you're a smaller, thinner frame person, a young lady that doesn't have much upper body strength, it doesn't matter your build or your strength. If you just can vary your counterweight as much as you want, and just be sure that when you do so, that you keep this very tight. And I found that out already during the 1-year testing. You got to keep that as tight, not really super tight, but tight enough, because after maybe a dozen uses, it does start to work its way loose. So make sure that this is tight. You may want to put a piece of tape in there, you know, like electrical tape, but as long as you're aware that you have to keep tightening this every once in a great while. You know, I do love these shrink tube grips. You know, they comes in really handy when you have wet hands, and when you're out there, trust me, your hands will be wet. Now, above each ferrule connection, there's a grip pad, all right? And let me see. There you go. See this here? You can. I hope you can see it. That is because it's black and black. That from here to here, that's a grip pad. So what happens is that if your hands are wet or covered with big slime, which when you're trying to separate the pieces here, it gives you that beautiful sandpaper-like grip, and it's going to be above each section. Each section has that. So with your connections here, this being the lower one here, see, put it in. Now you got this grip pad here. So at the end of the day, if you want to separate this, look at that. So much easier with the grip pad. Okay, Akuma is giving this a limited lifetime warranty. That is something very special. So what is a limited lifetime warranty? Well, if you look it up, limited means is that as long as you own this rod, okay, in the lifespan of this rod, they will take care of it. So like say, not because of neglect that you broke it because you got in a fight with your wife, you stepped on it and one of the guides came loose, but through the natural usage of the rod, you know, just casting, making hundreds of casts with this, whatever it is, the natural breakdown of the rod, if and when that happens, they will cover you. So if, like say, if this starts to unravel on its own, not because of an accident, but things start to happen because it's naturally breaking down, you have to mail it back to the company, but they will repair it and send it back to you. If it's unrepairable, they will give you a new rod. So that's a limited lifetime warranty. So you just contact Okuma first, and they will okay it and just ship it back to them. And as you saw when I pulled it out of this tube, it comes with this really nicely fine stitch bag. I mean, if you were to feel this, it actually feels like my futon. It is soft. It is finely weaved. I mean, this is not a cheapy, thin item. This is a really well padded, thick carrying case. For those of you that bought this rod, I hope you like it. Some of the prototypes that I had, the blue colored one that you see me testing for a year, I gave those away to friends of mine. Mark Gonzalez was one of them, and he sent me a short vid, which I think I'm going to put in the very beginning of this video, of him bringing in a small shark with it. He said he actually horsed it in. Now that was one of the prototypes before we enforced the rod, so it can take a lot. Also, I gave one to one of my good friends, Thomas McKinley, my fishing partner when we used to go out to Broken Pier. He's been doing really well with also one of the blue prototypes. In fact, I think this morning he came out with a video on using the blue rod catching oeo, which is bonefish. He's been doing quite well at catching bonefish with that rod. So people out there like the rod, but you know, it may not be for you. It may be for you. So this is just an update, just to let you know what's up. A lot of local stores here are carrying it. If you can't find it, it's on the Alcuma website. So it's up to you. I'm just saying that it is worth it. You know, if I was rich and also, you know, wanted to try everything, I would want to try it because it does have a lot of attributes. Thank you. And you know, even though if I wasn't rich, I still want to try it. I mean, there was a time where I spent $2,000 on 4 surf rods because I wanted to try it. Now, that's why I wanted to develop this, is because I felt that why would somebody spend $2,000 on 4 surf rods? I mean, that took a lot of money for my family budget. You know, that's unfair to the family. So these rods here are very inexpensive. You can check the website for yourself. And one other thing I would like to add, when you do catch a big fish, all right, now I'm going to explain something to you. When you do catch a big fish, you do not horse it in with your rod. I mean, that's the one thing you should never do. So let me show you. Now, if you caught a big fish and you have this straight up and down, that's called high sticking. That's the worst thing you can do because you're going to snap the tip off. Now, if you have it all the way down like this, you're not fighting the fish and the fish is winning. So what you do is you take the middle of both parts. See? That's a 45-degree angle. That is what you want. You want to hold this at a 45-degree angle. Let the fish fight the resiliency of the rod and the reel, the strength of the reel. Let the fish do the fight. And on your reel, what you do is you palm the spool. So you're using your fingertips to the palm of your hand, and you palm it. Let it fight the gear. The gear is what it's meant to fight, and the gear wasn't meant to hook it, haul the thing in. You have to play out the fish and make sure the fish would tire itself out. That is what you want to do. So keep the rod at a 45 degree and just let the fish tire itself out. Now most fish, well, especially GTs, will give that first blistering run. Now he's going to expend himself. Sooner or later he's going to expend himself. Now if he keeps running, it could mean that he's really big, but if he keeps running, just like I said, palm the spool, make sure, or you use your fingertips, make sure you slow it down. Don't stress out the reel by turning it up to the max setting. You can turn it up like 3/4 way, but make sure that the fish tires itself out. Don't let it ruin your gear. So just make sure 45-degree angle, and the fish will tire itself out. I've done this for a long time, and the old timers will tell you that that's the best way to do it. 45 degree, and if you have to, put a glove on, use a towel, or just grab your shirt. You know, just grab your shirt like that. Use your shirt and hold on to the line, and that would also help. Thanks.